Anyway, now it's time for us to get into a very interesting conversation. And you know, here in Channel One, apart from telling you stories, we also love to entertain you.
Absolutely.
We also love to keep you glued to your seat.
We're
bringing more exciting things to your screens, and Apioko is here to tell us all about it. She's our head of program production right here on Channel One TV. The lady with the red hair, Madam Apioko. I just called this for you.
You almost made it, Chris. Good morning.
Madam Apioko.
Why not?
That's what her students used to call her.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
Forever.
Once
She embodies it.
See,
you know?
Chris encountered this once and she won't let it go.
It no go. To where?
Madam Apioko. Actually, the sound of it sounds nice. You know, yeah, Madam Api. No, Madam Apioko.
And then imagine her with that her red glasses that has like, you know, this thing like this.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like one day we should do you on we should have you on the personality profile show.
Yeah.
You know, quite a story, right?
You know?
I have no words for you people.
You know, quite a story.
No words for
Quite
you
a story.
people.
Api, you're welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
It feels good to be here.
I know. So a little birdie told me that, you know, there's more excitement coming to our screens. Can you tell us about it?
You just spoke about telling stories.
Yes.
Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts just spoke about telling our own stories.
Sure.
And you know, the Channel One tagline, Channel One TV tagline is telling your story, empowering change, right? And that statement is very powerful, where there's telling your story so that we expose what's going on in our communities, like we saw this morning with all that filth that people are living with, no toilets in people's homes. We've seen it throughout the morning, right? But then there's also telling the story of identity. And when we know who we are and we hold it with all the pride in our hearts, then we can do great things for ourselves and for our nation. Right? I know I'm sounding very philosophical,
no,
but that's the ethos of why we're doing what I'm about to talk about. We are, as Channel One TV, embarking on a journey where we're going to be doing a lot of local content production. So I'm talking TV drama series and things like that. It wouldn't be our first time doing it.
Right.
In 2022, we released something called The Hairdressers. Remember that?
Yeah.
So we did a season of this TV sitcom, which was filmed in the heart of Accra and tells a story, and indeed the stories of people who pass through your typical salon in this country. So all the things that some people go there for therapy. You know, I'm coming to say my story. I'm not ready to talk to. I'm coming to tell my story. Some people go there and pose. Like we have Honorable's wife owing everybody, including the salon. You have people who go there. They're sending their side chicks there. You know, you have students who go there trying to reinvent themselves with the way they look, their hair, their nails. You know, they're going out on their first date. So there are different things that happen in our society that, you know, on a normal day you can brush off. But when you bring it to the screen, we bring it to film, it gets us to interact with those things about ourselves. And indeed, we can ask ourselves questions. Do we even like who we look like or who we are? What this is showing us. If we don't, how can we change it? If we do, how can we amplify it? And so storytelling is very important. Now, we'll be doing a lot of that. But however, it's not just about what we are producing in-house. And that's the exciting thing. Have you heard of the GH Media Schools? Or the GH schools. So they've got different schools. They have the GH Media School. In fact, we have people here who pass through those halls.
It's GH schools.
Yes, they have a fashion school. They've got lots of different things in there, right? And so the GH Media School in particular, well, we realized by some stroke of, I don't know what to call it, luck or you know, fate, we realized that the students actually producing TV series as part of their project work, but these series are actually really good. And when you watch them, they're telling stories that are, yes, very Ghanaian, but from their own perspective. These are young people in their 20s. And we're missing that voice. Yes, you can go to TikTok and YouTube and all that, but many of these people have they have the dream of becoming the next big thing in filmmaking in Ghana, in TV production in Ghana, but they don't have platforms. And so we said, let's partner with them.
Right.
And then we can air some of these, since we ourselves are moving in that direction of producing and then also promoting locally bred content. And it goes back to the general ethos of what we do here at Channel One TV and City FM. We've spoken about the agri-fair.
Yeah.
Promoting our farmers, connecting the farm gate to the consumer, building the value chain. In the spirit of impact media, also, if we have young people, and the statistics from the World Bank, UNESCO, even our own CDD and Afrobarometer tell us that many of our young people are in the creative industries.
Yeah.
The orange economy.
The orange economy. And they are the bulk of the population. Now, if you have the bulk of your population being young and they are in the orange economy, which jobs are we creating for them? Where's the value chain? Otherwise, you have young people who will go, and we've seen it happen even in our time and before us. People go into jobs that they're not really passionate about, and they will be in the same position for 30 years and no growth. And you say they are lazy and they are not motivated, but it's because they never had their passion sparked.
Right.
So these are some of the things we've been thinking about. We'll be premiering one of these series tonight, Junction 5,
Wow.
at 7:30 p.m. here on Channel One TV. And Junction 5 is interesting. So it tells a story of, in Ghana, we've got the spots, we've got the pubs, and then we have the joints. This one is a pub. So it's senior to all of them. So Junction 5 is this, there's an eatery there as well. So people go there during the day to grab a bite. And all the different kinds of people who come there, you can imagine are there. Your people with the four-wheel drives, the V8s, they also drive in. Students pass through. But it also talks a lot about how Ghanaian businesses and people who work in them behave when their owners are not around.
Yeah.
Customer service, poor, stealing items from the fridge, from the pantry, inviting people who don't mean well for the business into the space, security men doing kululu. These things happen in our community.
And how they behave around rich men.
I'm telling you. And this is interesting because
if you drive a V8,
the
approach is different.
you at a certain place.
If you drive WhatsApp about
Director.
Thank
you. You see, all these things.
You become
I'm telling you, and it's interesting because these are people in their 20s, young 20s, early 20s, and this is what we are showing them, and they are telling you through their films.
Right.
So this is the kind of thing we're talking about. That's Junction 5. Then tomorrow evening, the 20th of November, still 7:30 p.m., we'll be premiering another one called So-So. So how when somebody asks you, how are you doing? So-So. How's it going? So-So. How's business? How's life? So-So. So that's the idea behind So-So. Now, a lot of the action happens around this young lady who is in the university, very brilliant, very well behaved, has done everything right, but she's growing. She wants to date. She wants to explore the world. She wants to go to the parties. She wants to hang out. She's being raised by her grandmother, which is also a reality that many
homes.
Homes in Ghana, Africa, even beyond, where for some reason your parents are not the ones you live with. It could be financial reasons. It could be that they are just not in the space where they need to be to take care of you. It could be that they've abandoned you. It could be that they've passed away. There's so many reasons. Sometimes the grandparents will go and take the child and say, I'm not raising them right.
because I know you.
Let me raise my granddaughter. So you have this situation. And this young lady, through her, you experience her friends, the dadabis that she hangs out with, they too, and their complexities, the more privileged in society, how their parents have raised them a certain way, but they also want to belong. So peer pressure and what that means, and then also some of them working to take care of themselves and their families, even though they are students. Also a big reality.
Like that,
they're not allowed to be young. And so they act out in interesting ways to just get catharsis for the challenges that they are facing in life. So again, told from the perspective of young people. But I bet you a family can watch this, learn a lot. It gets us to question the things that we are doing to our young people as a society. We want them to be responsible, but are we creating the platform for that responsibility to take shape?
It's a very important point to make around, people and how they ready themselves for the kind of life that they want. At the University of Ghana, so many of them, right? Like working and schooling at a very young age.
Very young age.
But I wanted to find out from you, is there a parental guidance, restrictions?
So the ones that need it will have it, but these are family viewing.
Okay.
There are things that, in fact, I would like that if you couldn't speak to your child about certain things, about
you get
how
them to watch these things.
And that's the power of storytelling, of film, of the media. Thank you, Chris. Of art, where sometimes things that you don't even know how
to even go about it, because you were not taught at home. Yeah, and you are still navigating yourself as a parent.
And I remember when I was growing up, I mean, we were sitting down and they are watching. I even do it with my kids to some extent. So I'll give you an example. There was a day, I think it was the Easter Orphan Project, and my children had asked for some things, and we said we wouldn't get it for them, and they were upset. So now we showed them what we're doing with the Easter Orphan Project. We said, do you see, their parents are not with them. There's an institution that has taken them in, is taking care of them. They were so sad. But it got them thinking. So now, when they want something, and you tell them, no, then, oh, okay, not now, later, right? We have to budget for it,
They
right?
understand.
Because they saw something in the media, they heard a conversation, and it made it real for them, seeing their age mates, in some case, going through something that they were not going through. They realized they had it better. And that's the power of what we have and what we're doing.
Right. Well, Abby, you actually just came back from MIPCOM.
Yes.
Yeah, that was like a month ago. And obviously it's about film, storytelling and all that. How important is the African story telling to the world right now?
Look, I'll tell you something. The whole world wants African stories. When I went to MIPCOM, and thank you for raising this, so MIPCOM is the biggest content market in the world. You had Warner Brothers there, Paramount was there, YouTube was in the chat.
Everybody was there.
Because now we're also talking about digital platforms and whatnot.
And our movies are there.
Our movies are there. Now, we didn't have a consolidated African front present. The Middle East was there. Asia was there, and the different parts of Asia. The Indians were there, the Chinese were there, the Japanese were there. And while they set up their stalls, they're not just selling content. They're giving you Japanese whiskey to taste. They're giving
That's the culture.
Yes. In fact, at the Japanese stand, I still have it. I'll bring it and show it to you. They had some chocolate so they serve chocolate with their whiskey and their brown liquor. Now, the chocolate is branded Ghana. And they were telling people that this chocolate is from Ghana.
You don't mean it?
I'm telling you.
At the Japanese stand?
At the Japanese stand. So when I got there...
So they even extended beyond their borders.
Look.
Telling people about other stories.
Yes, premium
That's a
cocoa.
prepared country.
Premium cocoa is used to produce this chocolate that you're tasting.
So
that goes with our premium liquor.
So basically, they're telling you we can get something from your country
understand?
and then make it into.
So now when I went there and I saw I'm from Ghana, then there was a whole lot of excitement because the people there had actually never met anyone from Ghana, but they've been eating Ghana cocoa and Ghana chocolate. Wow. So it started a whole conversation. The Turks were there. You know, we were in France, so the French themselves were there. But bottom line, everybody wanted to have a meeting with me. Because they heard that there's this chick with red hair who has come from Ghana, has come from Africa. And they really revere Ghana. And many of them had heard about ChannelOne TV. Mind you, they would have done their research before we got there. And the way it is you try to prep your meetings ahead of time via an email or WhatsApp, you know, so when you go into a particular day, you have meetings that you're having. Everybody wanted to meet this human being from Ghana because they want to enter Africa. They want to do telling of stories, but they don't even know where to begin.
But as a block, right? Do you get a sense that you are prepared, right? So, for example, I'm sure the K-pop K-drama, right? It's so big now. Of course, you mentioned
They even brought some of their stars there.
Look at that.
Yeah, and there were evening parties with their K-pop stars.
You don't mean it?
I'm telling you, photo ops.
Did we have Gollywood there?
No. That's what I'm saying, that even Nollywood was not there. Even South Africa was not there.
So
even Kenya was not there.
That's serious.
And you see maybe one or two, you know, the Chris's Niger brothers, they've come, Charlie.
You want to show presence.
They come with like some one package B and then they're trying to sell it. But as a block, no, we were not there.
And they're doing so much within the space.
I'm telling you.
You know, it's sad. Like, stories like this depress me. I'll even lie.
But you see, it goes back to policy. One of Middle East was there, Abu Dhabi. They're inviting people to come and shoot. If you come and shoot in our country, depending on the parameters, you get anywywhere between a 35 and 45% rebate.
Look at that.
Yes, so if you show certain,
because it's
parts
of like tourism.
Exactly. So if you show our heritage buildings, if you involve our camera crew,
cars that
you involve
are
our
made from
actors, there you go. So depending on what it is,
because sometimes you watch a movie, they show you a certain scene, you're like, this scene there.
Thank you very much.
You know, there's no basis whatsoever for the scene.
Yeah.
Or like a car brand or something. Wow.
And even Abu Dhabi, so you go to their stand, they're offering you dates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And they package the dates like how we would package chocolate, because that's their sweet.
That's the hub, yeah.
So, but this is what storytelling does. The economy that builds around storytelling. And I'm using the word storytelling very lightly because we're talking about TV series, but there's feature-length films. Now you've got digital films and digital series as well, what they call the verticals, right? 2 minutes episodes and, you know, all these different things. We're not doing anything with it.
I'm really touched about this, your conference experience, because it's such a
seriously.
missed opportunity.
But we will show
We'll
up.
catch up, you sure?
Africa will catch up.
Are you optimistic?
No, I am very optimistic.
I am optimistic.
I'm not.
I'm optimistic because we're sitting here having a conversation about showing tertiary students drama series on ChannelOne TV. Do you realize that we're one of the biggest broadcasters in the country?
Absolutely.
You go to City FM, we just won Best English Speaking Station, radio station in the country at the GJ Awards. So we're a huge platform to contend with in private media, and we're talking about showcasing the work of students. This wouldn't have happened 10 years ago.
So it's a good start.
It is a great start.
Wow. Again, just for my curiosity, did North Africans represent there? Not that
No, so I'm telling you, Africa in general,
Oh,
we were not there. Oh.
Charlie.
Africa did north, south, east, west, horn. We were not in the mix.
Oh,
So you just had,
serious.
like you see, individual brilliance. Some, you know, somebody who really wants to push something. No, they were not there.
Wow.
We're not there. And even the Africans who were present, there are so many different clinics. You know, different. They were not showing up to their thing.
Yeah, you know that, Charlie. It's one way. Anyway, happy.
But I'm saying that we will get there because where we are now is definitely not where we were 10 years ago.
So we need to also appreciate where we've come from.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely interesting.
Absolutely.
Happy. Any final takes on this? So Junction 5 is showing starting
Tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah, so it's tomorrow.
7:30 p.m. So it's tomorrow, 7:30 p.m.
Do you know how long it will run for?
Oh yeah, so we've got, you know, seasons, some of the different, and it's not just these. So in the next few months, over the next year, you'll see several things rolling out.
Yeah.
This is just a start, but we want to encourage people to tune
Jump
in
on and watch.
as well.
Wow. It'll be interesting to get some of the cast to speak to them on, you know, their thinking.
That can be
recording
arranged.
and everything. So I'm so grateful for your time this morning and for the positive boost that it will get better. I wasn't particularly optimistic, you know.
No.
But it's like
If you're not optimistic,
you've
then you
given
shouldn't
me
be
some
here.
vim.
No,
Yeah,
Jude,
because like
Jude, speaking about storytelling, you know I'm a poet, right?
Yeah.
Some years ago, we find poets
Yeah.
on big national platforms.
Exactly.
We're growing.
Yeah. And I think we're telling stories in different ways.
We're growing.
Yeah.
Dancers. Yesterday,
The
we
BOG.
saw the BOG. It was yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was
the
yesterday.
BOG event. There was a dance story being told. So we are beginning to understand our place, one, as Africans in this mix. But don't forget that traditionally we are storytellers.
Yeah.
I keep saying that I fell in love with literature and post-colonial literature for that matter because I realized that I was never going to get our economic history, our social-political history in some history book. It's in the literature.
Wow. Happy. Credits to you and the other amazing guys, right? Quite a number of them come to mind, of course. I've forgotten. Chief Moomin is there.
Moomin.
Chief is
Yeah.
there.
Your favorite,
Nana Sase is there.
He was the name I
Yeah.
actually wanted
We've
to
got a
mention.
number
You know.
of them.
Quite a number of them doing very well in the
In
space.
theater, we've got, we knew Uncle Abuai for a long time. Now
Yeah.
Fifi
Coleman.
has come in, George Quay and
Ashoko.
Nashoko. All of these people are in the mix.
But eventually, we need that push from Mr. Government, right?
Oh, and I think
From a policy.
it will come.
We
Because
need-
the
Point
other
of view.
thing too is that now we have more creatives getting involved in the policy conversations.
Right.
So for example, we're advocating for proper tax systems, you know, so that you don't just come and show up at the situation,
And that's it.
outdoor party, and you're collecting money from us at the gates.
Have you-
There must be structure and understanding what these things
If we
mean.
let you go, we will start chopping
Yeah.
bullet. Olivia, but I'm so grateful for your time and for your insights. You know, I keep saying it, but this is it. You know, this is it. Yeah.